Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about how Alex being Billie's mother kinda contradicts the events of season 1. So, like I said before, many people theorize, including myself, that Billie was the child of Alex, and that turned out to be the case. Alex just wiped everybody's memory. However, when you stop and now you put all the pieces together of season 2, with the grandfather being evil, Alex marrying his son, and wiping people's memories, this kind of contradicts events of season 1. Now, it does make me wonder, how far in advance was all of this planned out? Was it always planned out to be this way? Was it planned out to be kind of a little bit differently but similar, or completely different? I have no idea. I want to assume that it was always meant to be Billie's being Alex's daughter. I truly feel like, why go into this show if they weren't going to do that? Plus the season 1 finale when Alex got like really close to like Billie and stuff. But I do wonder if things got changed around a little bit in season 2. I would have preferred if like Alex would have just been the mother, but wasn't related to like the evil family, because that kind of contradicts things a little bit. See, Alex wiped Justin and that of Billie's memory to where they had no recollection as to why they're at Wiz Tech and like who this little girl is. Like everything's completely wiped, right? So you must now assume that before they went to Wiz Tech and wiped their memories, Justin must have wiped his family's memory of Billie's existence because they didn't know who she was. Milo probably wasn't born at the time, or he was probably a little kid. Alex probably wiped that of her family's memory, being the father, mother, and Max, and whatever friends. And they would have to wipe the memories of every person Billie interacted with in the mortal world, because it's never really stated if she was born in the mortal world or the wizarding world. Most likely the mortal world and everything like that. And so if this memory wipe spell is so good, this now makes sense as to why Billie doesn't know nothing about the human mortal world and everything. Because the only real existence that she has is living in the wizarding world at Wiz Tech. Now, this could also explain why Justin kids didn't have powers in the beginning. If they wiped their memories so clean, then they would have forgot that they had powers and everything. However, if that is true, then this contradicts what Justin said in season 1 about not wanting his family exposed to magic, and that's why he didn't tell them. And, it skips a generation, blah, 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 blah. So let's recap a little. So Billie being the daughter of Alex does create a slight continuity issue from season 1 and a little bit of plot holes here and there. I wish they just would have said that Alex created Billie through pure magic, because like it wouldn't have to tie in, of course, to like, mind wiping a whole lot of people and like how people don't remember, and and the whole Lord Morpheus thing, and and the tribunal and stuff like that. Saying that she's Alex's biological daughter, it's just opening up a can of worms. Like, I am glad that's her daughter because I always wanted that to be that. But I think it should have been handled better, because you gotta stop and now think. Like, in all honesty, like, what is it? Billie and Roman are like the same age, and Milo's just a few years younger. So we now have to consider the possibility that Roman and Milo had power since like day one, but since their minds got wiped, because think about it. Before Justin and Alex wiped their mind and Billy's mind, and they wanted to keep Billy's secret, they would have to wipe the minds of their entire family. Max, the grandparents, Justin's entire family. So, like, when they wipe their memories, and this seems to be a pretty good mind wipe to where they don't even remember going to Wiz Tech for whatever reason. Like, it's a good assumption that the boys had power since like day one. And since everybody forgot, there was no point in reminding them that. So that's a theory I have that they had power since day one and just forgot about it because of the simple fact that like their minds got wiped, so they never attempted to ever use magic. And this could probably also explain how Roman was pretty good with a wand when he had Billy's wand for a day. But if this is a good theory that they had their magical powers since day one and just forgot about it, then there's the continuity problems of season one, because Billie literally gave her powers to Roman for like an hour or something like that. And so then you gotta remember, if she was able to do that, then why didn't that trigger his powers? But then when Evilini's son, that machine went haywire and it zapped, what was it, Billy and his magic into the boys or whatever like that. Then it triggered, like, gave them magical abilities. So that still don't make no sense. Then there's the whole thing of Roman saying that his father told him it skips a generation. So it Justin forgot that his sons had powers and stuff. And so this whole skipping a generation thing is still canon because Justin know about that from like many, many years ago. So this does create a bit of a kerfuffle, if you will, because it's kind of like, okay, did the boys really just not have powers in the beginning, or did they really have powers in the beginning? If so, why didn't their magical abilities come through sooner, like, before the finale of season one, if it was merely just them forgetting they had powers and stuff? So this does make you now wonder. And also, how did everybody in the Wizarding world who is supposed to regulate the whole like wizard competition not know that these two boys had magical powers the entire time and just now giving them their wands when they gain magical ability? So there actually is a good possibility they never had magical powers in the beginning. And somehow, for whatever stupid reason, that machine triggered their powers at the end of season one that lied dormant or something. I don't know. This does create a little bit of a problem as to why Billie never questioned the existence of her parents and why no other character questioned that for a full 2 seasons and everything. I get it. She doesn't remember who her parents are. Fine, that's normal, you know what I'm saying? But never ever once in like all 2 seasons did she ever ask, hey, how come I can't remember my parents? Or, well, my parents used to do this, or did they used to do this? And somebody be like, hey, who are your parents? And for her to only be like, like, this is just lazy writing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like, you would think at some point in time, the writers would be all like, hey, just have her question who her parents are and can't remember, Then this would have helped lead up to this big mystery reveal in season 2. This is just like the most laziest writing I've ever seen. Never, ever. Like, because I've seen shows similar to this where they wanted a big reveal, but somebody lost their memory. Somebody always questions, like, why? Like, why can't I remember my parents or something like that? Like, that would have been like, ooh, there's a mystery to that, you know what I'm saying? Because you had to stop and wonder, how did she become so powerful if she was never taught by her parents and stuff? So yeah, that's just weird, because this spell has to be so powerful that Billie doesn't even remember living in the mortal world. She thinks everything but the mortal world is like all brand new to her, even though most likely she was probably like born there and stuff. And Billy had to have lived with Alex for a little while before Alex gave her up to Justin, because like Billy keeps mentioning in the first season so much about Alex this and Alex that and Alex this. So they at least spent at least like a day, two, maybe a week together. So it kind of like if they had to like get rid of her so the grandfather wouldn't find out, why in the world was like Billy ever assigned to like Alex, and stayed with her for like a short like while and stuff? Did anybody in the wizarding world like know other than like the bad guy and everything? Because you gotta think, there's like a wizarding council, there's a tribunal, there are like headmasters, there are like people who are entirely in charge of the wizarding world. Like everybody who knew the existence of Billy, did they all get their minds wiped? Like a nice throwaway line would have been like nice to say, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe the spell was so powerful that like she didn't have to like go to each person and wipe their mind, but just a nice little throwaway like line would have helped. Because did the council know? Did the tribunal know? Did those like what was it in Alex versus Alice? It was like these three, well, it was something like these like three floating lights or something like that, that are very high and powerful. Like, did they have their minds wiped? Did they know? Did they not know? Like, this now has to be explored. Like, this really needs to be explored if they get a season 3 or like a special or like a movie, you know what I'm saying? Because you gotta stop and think, somebody had to have known. And why didn't they just mind wipe the villain like Lord Morpheus? Why didn't they just mind wipe him and everything? So since they are building this show to be bigger than like to have more stakes than that of the other series, then they gotta think about this stuff when they world build. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have any loose ends in the writing. Also, it does now put a bit of a monkey wrench in the whole Future Harper episode. Kinda, just a little bit. Now, granted, I get it. About 10 years ago, or however many years it's been, they had no idea like they would create like a sequel series, spinoff. And so, like, they never knew Alex would have kids. They never knew she would marry somebody else. Because now you gotta stop and think. Future Harper asked her, how's Mason, or have you met Mason yet? And like making it seem like a really big thing, like he's the end all of Alex, gonna end up with her and everything. Like, that's her one true love and everything. And like, and now we know she's not with Mason and she's with this other dude and she has a kid, and the new guy better have some black in him. Because Billy better not be like no white Hispanic girl. But now it does contradict that Future Harper episode, because she said a very powerful witch sent her back in time and everything. And so she decided to write books and this and that, and Future Harper didn't seem to care too much about like spoiling the future and everything, because she brought up the whole Mason thing. But now it's kind of like, now you gotta stop and think about, in this series, is that very powerful witch now Alex, or is it Billy? Like, with all this stuff, they need to bring back Future Harper and explain to her that, whoa, time has changed and everything. Because you got to think about it now. Future Harper being there and mentioning Mason and all this other crap, that had to throw something out of the loop in the timeline. So maybe the future got altered and everything, and so that Future Harper episode can stay intact. But like, since time could have got changed and whatever reasoning, what I'm saying, now there's like a different version of Future Harper where, of course, obviously she didn't, like, Alex didn't end up with Mason and stuff. And also not only that, but this would be nice to, like I said before, bring back that Future Harper and bring back those series of books that Harper wrote so Alex can figure out, how the heck is this all gonna end, or like, how do they fix this, or Justin, or something like that, like, these creators and writers, they should not forget about the original series and certain little details like this, because now they are world building and stuff. But the biggest problem, like I said before, that I have with this whole reveal of them all being related is, why in the world did Alex give Billie to Justin? That's the biggest giveaway of them all. If Billie is so powerful, if she is the key, if her grandfather wants her so badly, and they had to wipe everybody's mind so they could forget about Billie being related to Alex, why in the world did Billie still end up with her uncle? You know what I'm saying? Like, why did Alex, like, why did the tribunal, first of all, give Billie to Alex to take care of, only for Alex to put her off on Justin and stuff? Like, did the tribunal really know or not know? Or, like, that's the biggest giveaway of them all. Like, she went back to her uncle's place. She went back to her mom. Like, this is make me think maybe they didn't have everything planned out. Now, I do believe they're gonna get a third season, or at least a TV movie or a special or something like that, because of the simple fact that Justin Henry has been hyping up there's more to come. So this is either him hoping and banking to get a third season or some kind of special, or he's already been told. Because it is weird that they have a 10 episode order and they air like 2 episodes a night. Like, that don't make no sense. If this is supposed to be a big special show with great ratings and everything, and people are hyped for, why is Disney Channel trying to burn it off as soon as possible? So it has me worried, and so, because it hasn't been renewed yet. But he's been hyping up a lot, saying there's more to come, there's more to come. Also, with the whole Alex fate, he can't wait to explore the show, with Alex, being like gone and stuff like that. Because I think he's trying to do damage control, because you have all these outlets saying Alex is dead. And of course, people are going to read a headline and jump to conclusions without actually reading or watching the video or watching the show. Because there's no way they're going to kill that girl off, you know what I'm saying? They had to write her off because she's on another show. Because with her loving Wizards of Waverly Place so much, and the show technically ending because of her wanting to start like a movie career and everything, but then her regretting that decision and like always missing her show and never seeing it on reruns and everything. If she didn't have her Hulu show, I think the show would have spun off with just her and Billie, and they would have said, forget Justin and his family, because that's all people wanted to see was Alex. And now it makes you wonder, how did Alex even raise Billie? Because there are now 2 kind of different versions of Alex. You have, well, adult versions. You have the one from season 1 who's more serious and focused, but still likes to pull pranks every now and then like a little bad girl. Then you have season 2, who acts exactly like the Alex from the original series, sleeping in the middle of the day, being lazy, having folks carry her, you know what I'm saying? But I like to think that season one, Alex, like, is the one who raised Billy. You know, because Billy's not that bad. She's thoughtful, she's kind, she's serious. But whenever she makes a mistake or worry about something, this is what causes her to like do bad things and mess up even more. You know what I'm saying? But then there's also now we see in season two, she actually does have a bad girl streak to her. So it would have been really cool to see how Alex raised her, you know what I'm saying? But of course, that would never happen because they had to legit write Selena off the show for a good reason. Because think about it, in season two, where the heck was Alex doing all this crazy stuff? There's a new bad guy. The tribunal is out of the loop because of Figglehorn. But even Alex is out of the loop. Like, Alex never even came to visit Justin and be like, hey, how's the orphan doing and everything, you know? But she gets extremely pissed at him by the way he's raising her to be a goody goody two shoes and, you know, disciplining her like the way her father used to, you know? So you think she would have like checked in every once in a while, but didn't. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.